Oh, welcome to the Sharpe Way Show. So happy to have you with me this evening, a little bit past 7:30 p.m. on the East Coast. And yes, not 7, but I made it here anyway because I wanted to still chat, even though we were up, those of you who were with me, we were up really late last night. Yes, we were. It's past 11? Is that right? I think, hold on, camera here. Past 11 or so, wasn't it? It's pretty late last night. We were up and watching Trump talk, the people before and after, and all those things. And I thought to myself, all right. Trump did a pretty good job for most people who aren't mad at him, would say he did a good job of what he did. What could or should of the Democrats have done? How should they have acted? And in many cases, people feel like the Democrats screwed it up and didn't do it well. They would be correct. The Democrats did not do a good job of it. We saw some of that last night in the official rebuttal or response. The problem is, this was an opportunity for the Democrats to do something. And sadly, their system, the Democratic Party system that cheated Democrats out of Bernie Sanders in 2016 hasn't changed much. It is still bad, and it is still in a spot to where most people just, you can't get what you're supposed to get, what you should get. It doesn't happen in the party. So what do they do? What have they done in the past, and what do they continue to do? Number one thing Democrats keep doing is virtue signal. That is the biggest thing they do. They do it constantly. Virtue signal, virtue signal, virtue signal. And you might go, well, Larry, is it bad by default to virtue signal? Not by default. It's bad when that's all you do. Yes, that is absolutely terrible when that's all you do, right? You got to do something else besides that. They didn't. So what did they do? They showed up, the women at least, wearing pink. Wow, bad idea. Last time they showed up wearing white. Remember that? Did it work? No. You just made them feel good. So they showed up wearing pink. We're going to rebel and let you know that we're together. So the party that doesn't provide any democracy has decided to be even more monolithic. Yes, terrible idea, stupid. Then those silly auction paddles they use, we're going to say you're bad with paddles. What moron thought that was a good idea? Somebody thought about that. Like somebody was like, hey, I have an idea. What if we do these little paddles and say, bad Trump? And someone else went, yes, paddles. Then we'll use taxpayer dollars to pay for the paddles so we can point them up there and be like, see, we don't like you, because that'll work. And someone thought that was a good idea. This is how broken the Democratic Party is. That was a terrible, horrible idea. Everything did was terrible. And of course, Al Green gets up and says, hey, you don't have a mandate. I want to tell Democrats something who are listening, people who are leaving left, who are listening. I know I have many of you here who listen. You sometimes get mad at me when I talk about Trump. You do, I know. But I'm giving Democrats and people on the left who may want to vote Democrat, I'm giving you some serious advice here. I'm not joking. I actually give actual advice. I don't want Republicans to run everything, because if they do, they will become the same as the Democrats here in my state and just do everything they want and walk over people, ignore people. I don't want that. So let me go back. All right. Al Green got up and said, you don't have a mandate. And there's a whole lot of people in the Democratic Party who keep talking about Trump not having a mandate. And you bring up things like, well, you only got 49% of the vote. Please, my lefties, my Democrats, stop it. I'm just saying, please stop it. It makes no sense. You are living in a fantasy world. The entire country, besides the few people in your world, believe he got a mandate. So even if he didn't, it doesn't matter. The EU believes he has a mandate. You can see how they're acting. Russia, Ukraine. The world believes he has a mandate. You can see how they're acting. You screaming, he doesn't have a mandate, is the same as you yelling it out to the universe and hoping that it changes. You think you have magic powers. You don't. Whether he has 59%, 49%, 29%, doesn't matter. Everyone who has any power and authority on this planet believes that he has a mandate. You just copium. More copium. It's unreal. Just accept it. Here's the hardest part, my Democratic brothers and sisters. Just accept the L. I know you can't. I know you hate it. Accept the L. I've had to accept many L's in my life, and it sucks. I get it. I don't like accepting an L, but you can't grow. You can't get stronger until you accept the L. Take the loss. It happened. Accept it. But not just that. Once you accept you've taken the L, now how do you fix it? They can't fix it because they can't accept they took the L. Why? Because they spent literally years calling Trump the H-man with the funny mustache from Austria, not Germany, from Austria. That guy. They called everyone who follows him the N-word, not that N-word, the German N-word. They called everybody there an N-word and still lost the election, which means the American people picked the H-man and the N-words over them. Boy, is that hard for them to accept, and I get it. Again, I've had my ass kicked publicly. It sucks, but you have to accept the L, and they won't. All right, I'm going to go on to that in a second. The first piece I mentioned that they were wearing pink, which was silly. They had the silly little paddles, which was silly. That was just virtue signaling, which made them look weak. It made them like, I need attention. It made them look weak. It was dumb. What they should have done is one of several things. They had many options. Option one, show up like nothing's wrong. How powerful is that? Act like you don't even care. Just show up like it's a regular meeting every day. That shows power. They don't have power. Yeah, mid, and then shoot it mid. Is it just showing up? But let me go one further. If you just show up, clap when he says things you like. Don't when he doesn't. Stand when he says things you like. How powerful would that be? Instead, you made him correct. He said, and I told you he would say that. I told you he would address the protesters in the pregame show, and I was right, because that's what I would have done. Of course he was going to do that, right? He addressed them directly, and they fell for it completely. They fell for all of his trolling because they were weak and virtue signaling. If they had just shown up like regular, and if he had said, here's whatever, here's a good thing I did, and they go, yeah, nice, stood up and clapped, he'd be like, what? They would have shut him down if he just would have said, yay. If everybody said, yeah, I think the one everyone's about, the kid survives cancer. Okay, when a kid survives cancer, and he's there, you should probably at least clap or smile or something, right? I mean, it's just like what we do as humans, right? A kid survives brain cancer. And you're going to be a jerk about it? Come on. Like, stop. Just clap for the kid with brain cancer, right? Clap for him. All those things. If he says something good, like we're winning here, clap, stand up. And you say to yourself, I can't do that. Why? Here's why. Because they spent the last 10 years calling him the H-man and the N-word, and now they can't stand. They have virtue signaled themselves into a corner. I told you virtue signaling is bad and it kills. This is a great example of that. They can't. They virtue signaled themselves into a corner. So how do you change that? People are asking, yeah, just stop. I'm going to say it again. Just stop. Just stop doing it. Just literally say, if you're a Democrat now, tell your Democrat friends, stop it. Stop virtue signaling. It doesn't help. It only hurts. Stop it. If there's a kid with brain cancer who survives, don't go, it's Trump, so no. Trump literally said if he cured cancer, they wouldn't clap. He didn't cure it, but he showed them a kid who got the cure and he didn't clap. Why? Because he showed them. If Harris had shown them that kid, they'd have been up, jumping up and down there, wanted to put him up on his shoulders and give him a parade. This is why it's horrible, right? This is why it's horrible. The reality of it is they should have just clapped when things were good, stood when they were satisfied. And when someone says, you don't want 5 more years of war, do you, in Ukraine? They should have been like, yeah, we do. We want more death. They literally did that. They should be like, you're right. No, we want peace. Yes. Imagine how the world would have taken that, number one. Imagine how Democrats would have taken that, number two. Now, here's the issue. Well, Larry, some Democrats would have been mad because the hardcore left hate Trump. Yes, where'd they going to go? I'm not being mean. I'm being real. Those Democrats who've been like, you stood for Trump. You're terrible. Where are you going to go? You're going to go vote for Trump now? You've shot yourself in the foot with this stupid two-party system, which I can't stand. But great. Now you take it. I've been taking it. Now you take it. So all you guys who love virtue signaling, well, he's got to resist Trump. That's stupidity, which means nothing. So stop it. Clap when you need to clap. Stand when you need to stand. And what would have happened? The Democratic Party would have got the message. Oh, shit, this is over. Yeah. No more Orange Man bad. Find some damn answers. Find some answers. You know what else might have happened? The far left, which is laughing at the Democratic Party now. The far left is scolding them worse than the right. If you watch any of this stuff, the far left is scolding Democrats more than the right is. Because the right is too good, feeling good about itself, and is patting itself on the back. Oh, we're so great. We're so great. The left, the far left, is actually scolding Democrats even more. Why? Because what they just did. If they had actually done that, they might have got the far left back in. But they didn't. So that was option one. Act normal, clap when things were good, act like everything's okay, move on like you're not even affected by it. Trump trolled them and they fell for every troll. Don't fall for his trolling. He feeds off this stuff. And it's the worst part. You know he does. Like, it's like he hid it. It's like we didn't know that. Trump eats off this stuff. You're feeding him when he trolls and you act. And they did. And they fell for it. And they fed the beast. And he kept going. It's like he was doing crowd work as a comedian. And they keep falling for it. I'm looking over at Instagram. Richard Abbey says, Democrats brought paddles and Trump spanked them with. That's pretty cute. That's a good joke. We got some jokes going on. I like that one. That is good. My VA lady says, the bingo paddles. Yes, it was those paddles. Absolutely. It is bad that it's going like that. It is. Any case. So option one was just act like nothing was happening. The second one was just to not go. Just ignore it. Do a separate event. Do a separate everything. Just don't go, right? Those are your two choices. Go like everything's fine or don't go. Those were your two options. This idea of protesting. What Al Green did was stupid. It was. And you might go, wait a minute. Why? He's about to get censored. I don't know if he actually got it. They were threatening to censor him in the Congress. It's just dumb. It just makes him look bad. Now, there's an exception. Again, the exception is he will raise money off this. There's the exception. He will raise money off this, which again, that's all they care about. And that's the issue. You're probably asking yourself, well, Larry, why didn't they do better? They don't care. They're still raising money. People still giving them money. They still have the same amount of power they had. The leadership hasn't changed. Al Green is going to go back to his constituents, say this, and love him. No, they won't. No. Yes, they will. Did you see he was on, I put this up, he's on KHOU, which is in Texas where he is, in Houston, and they were showing him getting censored. And there are over 4,000 comments. And the vast majority of them are from his constituents going, you go, it's great, you're the best. Yes. Why? He's trained them that orange man is bad. And as long as you yell at the orange man, you're doing good. Now, that's his constituents, obviously. So he's going to raise money off this. But still, it was stupid. It didn't help the Democrats. It helped the party. But again, he doesn't care. And neither of them care. They don't care. That's the issue. None of them care. Anyway, so I've discussed what they should have done during the meeting. During the speech. I want to talk about what they should have done afterwards. There were so many options afterwards, right? So many choices they could have done. I talked about taking the L, accepting the L. What somebody should have done was literally get up and accept the L, take responsibility for the loss, and announce the epiphany. What does that mean? When I get my butt kicked, I announce the epiphany. I say, you know what? I got my butt kicked, and now I learned something, and I'm changing. I'm changing my mind. Why? Because of this. I'm announcing what was the epiphany, right? What made me change my mind? This thing, that thing. I saw this. I watched this. I experienced this, and now I know I have to change. Announce the epiphany. You do that, things will change. People get it. Oh, I believe him now. If I just go, oh, I used to be libertarian, and now I'm a communist, right? People go, what? Stop it. Now, I'm not a communist, but if I was one, I'd have to have an epiphany as to why I became one, right? Otherwise, right? I tell you often my epiphany when I became a libertarian. It was hearing Gary Johnson speak after I was so disappointed in Barack Obama. Barack Obama kind of made me libertarian. Look at that. See, we should thank him for that. So yes, so there's an epiphany. People go, oh, that makes sense. I get it. You thought X, you found out you were wrong. You found a better answer and you went that route. Makes total sense. Why didn't some Democrat get up and go, as a response, you know, I watched President Trump tonight and I watched him rock the House. I watched him give us a master class on modern day speeches. I watched him do it. I saw what happened. We have to change. If we don't do something now, we're going to be in trouble. This is the future and we've got to fix it. Imagine if a Democrat actually said those words. I mean, that's like that's a parallel universe. We're in the Marvel world or something. But imagine if that actually happened. If they actually said something like that, and then after saying that said, and here's what we should do. Boom, 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 boom. That Democrat, everyone will be like, oh my God, they've learned something. They're not the same old. They've learned something. Let's go do this. Let's follow this person. Who did that? No one. No one. They had opportunities. They didn't. They cried, they whined, they complained. Now, the actual response, as I showed last night, was horrible. She said, I'm going to tell you our plans. And she gave two different plans, one for foreign and one for domestic. And both of them were just orange man bad. There was no plan. Then she said, here's how we fix it. The plan, I guess. The second time she said the plan. And it was, you poors get to work. I'm not joking. You poors get to work. I'm going to sit here and keep taking my salary. I'm going to sit here and keep making money and raising money. I'm going to be in a great spot. I'm good. You poors get out there and work harder. That's what she said. I'm not even joking. That's what she said. That was the response. Now, someone who came close to a decent response was Bernie. Bernie's response was close. At the end, he actually said something. The problem is Bernie's no longer the guy. Just isn't. I don't mean to be mean to Bernie, but two things. One, his time has passed. Bernie's time was 2016. That was his time. Second, he's now a sellout. Bernie has sold out Democratic Party and the left part of the Democratic Party multiple times. Multiple times. He is literally a sellout to most of the people on the left now. Too late. Too late. That's not the issue, right? That isn't the issue. He has screwed this up completely. Now, he did something. I mean, he went back to his old stuff like Medicare for all and stuff, which I'm against, but I get it. That actually makes sense. That's what he should have done. But I want to go one step further. And again, this is my Marvel Universe fantasy world. Imagine if after this, Nancy Pelosi steps up. I mean, imagine, again, this is my fantasy world. Nancy Pelosi steps up and does a presentation or does a press conference and says, you know what? Tonight made me realize I need to pass the torch. I need to pass the torch, right? My time is now over. I've done my bit. She can take credit for whatever she can take credit for. I did all these great things, of course, because she's a narcissist. So I did all these great things, but now my time has come. I need to pass the torch to somebody else. I think I'm announcing I'm not going to run again. We need a new Democratic Party with a new mission. Could you imagine if that were to happen? Again, this is a fantasy world. That's not going to happen. But imagine what would have happened. You would have sucked the air right out of the room. If Nancy Pelosi were to step down completely and say, I'm out, I'm changing everything, and then Hakeem Jeffries says, you know what, I agree, we need new leadership, blah, blah, blah. If that actually would have happened, again, fantasy world, would have sucked the air out of the room for Trump. Everybody would have been talking about the new Democratic Party. They might have said Trump broke them. Maybe he might have credit for breaking them. Fine. He's already got credit for it. That's already happening. But then the talk would be on who's next in the Democratic Party, who's going to take over, blah, blah. You're going to watch everybody start fighting for it. The problem is, who says this then? Who says this thing about the epiphany taking the L? I mean, several people who could have done it. All different reasons, but all different ways. Imagine if Tim Walz did it. Again, think in your head, if you can. Imagine Tim Walz comes up and says, wow, did we mess up? And takes responsibility for the L. Literally says, you know what? We screwed up. We should have beat this guy. And we didn't. And that's our fault. And I take responsibility for it as the VP candidate. And we're going to change stuff now. You know what? We should have had a better plan. We should have had better this. And we're going to do this right now. He would be leading the Democratic Party today. I'm not joking. He will be leading the Democratic Party today. He would be top of the list for 2028 if he had just done that. Just done that. He'd be right now. He'd top. They'd be talking about him all night if he just done that. He didn't do that. Of course not. Of course not. Why aren't Democrats doing what I'm saying? It's not like what I'm saying is so magical. As I say it to you, you're all like, yeah, that'd been way better. Every one of you right now is going, that'd have been better. That'd have been better. Yeah, that would have been better. Oh my God, that would have been better. Yes, everything I'm saying would have been better. Are you telling me their consultants aren't as smart as me? Well, I mean, I'm pretty smart. But they got smart guys too, right? They got smart guys too. Here's the issue. And Mike brings it up perfectly. Tim Walz is not that guy. Mike, none of them are that guy. That's the problem. Right? Not just Tim Walz. None of them are that guy. They have literally been pinned into a corner by their aristocracy, by their seniority rules, by their establishment worshiping. They have been they pinned themselves into a corner. You're right, Mike. None of them are that guy. That's the problem. And they have no bench. And the guys who would do it are afraid to make this step. Now, they've got a couple guys who are hardcore, but they're not going to make that step. They put Kathy Hochul out in front because she's not that bright. I don't mean to be mean. I do mean to be. She's terrible. I mean to be mean. I do mean to be mean. She's not that bright. So they threw her up in front, and she's dumb enough to go up there and go, I'm going to fight Trump. She's in trouble. She can't fight him. She's not talented enough to fight him. She's not powerful enough to fight him. She can defend herself very well in New York State. That's true. She can defend herself very well in New York State. She can't beat him. She can't beat him. No way. Impossible. She cannot beat him. She'll get her butt kicked by him. But she didn't know any better. That's no one else is doing it. Where is Tim Walz? Mike, you're right. He's not that guy. He's not. Right? Where's Gavin Newsom? He's doing a podcast with Charlie Kirk. That's what he's doing. Newsom's like, I'm out of this. I'm going someplace else. He's doing something else. He'll come back in like a month or two or whatever. He'll come back. But no. So Kitty says, I still wouldn't believe a word they said. But some people would have. And it would have given people a chance to come back. Because there are a lot of people, particularly on the left, or people who are mad at Trump for whatever the reason, who really want to have someone else to believe in. But I go right back to what Mike says. That's not who Democrats are. There's the guy who they used to believe in was Bernie. That guy's gone. He's too late. Where are you going to go now? Right? Kitty goes on to say, Ro Khanna is the only one that clapped for a couple of things. Ro Khanna, yeah, he doesn't have charisma. That's his issue. Doesn't have the charisma, but yes. So I want to bring that up, but it could have been someone even crazier. It could have even been someone like Obama. It could have been. I mean, if you got nobody else, throw Obama up there. He's not running anymore. Have him say it. We got to change things, blah, blah. Have him say whatever. Somebody take the L. Let Obama take responsibility for the loss. Hey, but he, of course, narcissist, he never would do it. Again, this is, I'm telling you what should have, could have happened. It's not gonna, because that's who they are. But Obama should have said, this is my fault. I screwed up. I shouldn't have put so much faith in Harris' campaign or in Biden or whatever. Whatever you wanted to say. Whatever. It's my fault. We're going to change this. I'm going to help guide the Democratic Party to make changes, blah, blah, blah. And there's a bunch of people in this country who would have loved to hear that. Be like, oh my God, maybe there's actually a chance. Maybe something could happen. But I'm going to tell you the person who's blown her chance like there's no tomorrow. So disappointing for her. AOC. AOC tried to join the team and sell out, and they didn't give her anything she wanted. And now she's broken and she's still sold out. If anybody could have stepped up, it should have been her. If somebody should be going out with Bernie Sanders as he goes out and does his tour, it should be her. If I was her handler, if I was her manager, I would be pushing for her to do that. In fact, what I'd be doing if I was a manager is I'd be threatening to resign. I'm not even joking. I'd be like, AOC, you're going out. We're setting this up. You're going with Bernie, or I'm done. I'm out. This is a waste of my time. I'll go with someone else. And she's not doing it. She's not doing it. There is no way, and she should be. She's got charisma. People like her. Well, not as much anymore because she keeps screwing up. But she's losing her time too. She's losing a certain amount of time before she's another one who used to run or whatever. And she's not even powerful enough because of seniority. So she's going to become a nobody. She's on her way to becoming a nobody when she should be moving forward and taking advantage of this, and she's not. Her handlers are terrible. Her handlers are terrible. This is not the way it should be being done. All right, I've talked a lot. I'll tell you what should have happened during and after. Let me grab some of your comments and some of your questions. By the way, guys, if you like what I'm saying, and I'll keep walking down some of these roads, click the button known as like. Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. That button matters. I know you like it because you're watching. So click the like button. It helps. It makes the person, Mr. Rhythm, Al Gore, Rhythm, that guy, it makes him like it more. So he shares it more so we can grow. Please do that. It does matter. If you have not shared this, please do so. Repost this someplace, put it up on X, YouTube, I don't know, a Facebook group, whatever you like, please do so. If you have not yet followed me on YouTube, on Facebook, X, and Rumble, please do so. If you can subscribe, please subscribe to YouTube. If you think I've already subscribed, please check it because very often YouTube decides, oh, you're a bot for no reason. It just does that and unsubscribes you. So make sure you have, and then click select all notifications, not some of them, all of them, so you can get notified. It does matter. You can also super chat me if you want to. Super chat me on YouTube, goes right to the front. You can also rant me on Rumble, goes right to the front. And if you do super chat me or rant me, there's a chance you might be on a Sharpe Way short. Not too shabby. You'll be extra famous. And of course, I love when you guys become members. Part of the reasons why you see me come in late so often is I work during the day. And I'm a consultant. So the more I work, the more I make. The less I work, the less I make. So it is challenging for me sometimes to get stuff done. The more membership means more cash comes in, which means I can work less. This is why I pump memberships all the time. It's why I would love to do more shows. And people ask me often, sometimes even in the chat, hey, Larry, do a show on X, do a show on Y. I would love to do 2 shows a day. Like I hate talking. I can barely do 1 show a day. And I'd love to do 2 shows a day. What does that mean? I need members. If I don't get members, I got to find a sponsor. Do I sell out? Yeah, I might. I may for the right dollars. I might just sell out and, I don't know, start hawking gold or something, whatever it is. I might do that. So I'm just letting you know. If I can't get members, then I got to sell out, right? And now you guys, many of you are seeing commercials during this. YouTube, I have to monetize this. If I have a sponsor, I don't. Or if I have members, I don't. Either one. If I have enough members, I don't have to monetize this. Doesn't matter anymore. Or if I have a sponsor, I have to monetize this. But I have neither. So I need to monetize this. So if you don't like your commercials, become a member. There we go. Or on Rumble. Either one works. They're all good. But either way, click the button known as like. So anyway, let me grab some comments and or questions. So I should go there. But Vivek says, should have walked out, then had Ro Khanna or Fetterman respond. Democrats also need to use Stephen A. Smith as a surrogate now, given the treatment that RFK Jr. should have gotten. Using Smith now was far too early. It's not a good idea, Vivek. No, let him go do his thing. If he's really going to run, let him start talking in 2026, 2027. Far too early now for him to be officially in the Democratic Party. Too much. Fetterman's a disaster. Do not use Fetterman. I know a lot of people think Fetterman's a good guy, whatever. Democrats do not like Fetterman. He's a sell to them. Fetterman's a fantasy. He's a fantasy. Ro Khanna is popular. He needs better charisma. He needs better charisma. That's the issue. More and more. That's what he has to work on it. That's the issue. He's got to work on it. Either way. That liberal lady says, I stayed as long as I could. I dipped at around 11:20ish. I know I don't usually stay up so late, right? The latest I take you guys usually is about 9, right? That's the latest. I started at 8:30. So we went past 11:30. I know. No worries. I know. I will stay up late if I have to. I'll do it. Matt, thank you for being a member, my friend. Thanks, notifications. There we go. We got one. Pete asks, how did the Democrats come back from this? This is going to sound crazy, Pete, but it's grossly simple. Just stop. Just stop with the virtue signaling and come up with some actual plans. And I'll give you an example of what Bernie did. I'll give you a little bit of Bernie if I can, since you brought this up. This is the part that I think does have some value here. It's not as good as it should be, but it is something.
Labor laws with impunity by passing the PRO Act, legislation that I will be introducing tomorrow.
Bingo. Now, you may disagree with that act, but he's saying we got to do this, and I'm putting it in tomorrow. Yeah. As you've heard me say, I don't know, 100 times during the show or more, when people are in trouble, they want an answer. If you don't have an answer, they're going to ignore you. The Republicans right now, Trump got every answer for everything. It's tariff this and fight this guy and get rid of that and Project 2025. He got all the answers. Of course, if I'm in trouble, I'm looking at him. What do Democrats got? This is the wrong way. This is bad. Except Bernie. Bernie said, we're going to pass this act. Now, if I'm a Democrat, listen, I go, okay, we got a plan. We're going to do something. Okay, I'm in. That's what they should have done.
No, we are not going to cut Social Security. Quite the contrary. We must expand Social Security benefits and extend its solvency for the next 75 years by scrapping the cap that allows a billionaire.
Now, do you hear that? Now, you may not like that plan, but he didn't go, this is what most Democrats did. They went, he's attacking Medicare. He hates old people. He wants to kill your grandma. Done. He said, you got to do Orange Man bad because Democrats do love that. So he said, we're not going to do that. Orange Man's bad. And they went, yay. And then he said, and then we're going to do it by beating the billionaires up, by getting rid of the cap. Okay, that's an answer. If I'm a Democrat, I go, oh my God, some answers. My question is, Bernie, where you been?
To pay the same amount into Social Security
This is a plan.
as a truck driver. Too many of our seniors are hurting today for us to be talking about cutting Social Security. Over 20% seniors in this country living on $15,000 a year or less.
Now, I know a lot of you don't like Bernie. That isn't my point. Pete asked the question, how did they come back? By having a younger person, someone with more charisma, do this. So I got to point that way. Do that. So the way I'm seeing it's this way. So yeah, for you, yeah. Do that. That is how they come back. Just do that with someone who's. Why isn't AOC doing this? Why isn't, I don't know, that guy, was that Dean Phillips guy? Why isn't he doing this? Why isn't Tim Walz doing this? Somebody. Because it's not who they are. Now, if you look at that and you might go, okay, I get what you're saying, Larry. That could motivate Democrats to want to get up and do stuff. 100%. I agree. That could. And that's what they should be doing. But they didn't. What did they do? Well, I'm going to show you what they did. This is what they did. A little piece. They put her up. And she basically said, by the way, I know I'm a Democrat, but I'm basically a neocon Republican. She said that. Not those words. She did not say the words, I'm a neocon Republican, but she basically did. She went, I'm ex-CIA. I think George Bush is great. Let's bomb people. That's what she actually said, which means she's a neocon, which means Democrats have become neocons.
Precious and worth saving.
Just worth saving. So here's her answer.
But how do we actually do that?
How do we do that? Okay. Now, she spent the first, for those of you who saw it, the first 8 minutes of the speech just saying Donald Trump is bad. I'm not joking. She spent the first 8 minutes going Orange Man bad. And again, I get you want to say Orange Man bad. I do. I get it. Right? Democrats love it. It's red meat for Democrats. You want to throw some Orange Man bad out there. I got it. Bernie did it. But then he said, this is what we do. It's not just Orange Man bad, but we got to do stuff. What did she say? Here's how we fix it.
I know a lot of you have been asking that question.
Yes.
First, don't tune out. It's easy to be exhausted, but America needs you now more than ever.
So America needs you. She says, what do we do? I'm not doing shit. You poors better get to work. That's what she's actually saying.
If previous generations had not fought for this democracy, where would we be today? Second, hold your elected officials, including me, accountable.
She's going to be gerrymandered, so it's not going to matter. That's a joke. She'll be gerrymandered. Of course she will. But that isn't the point. The point is, Bernie said, we have to do X, and I'm going to put the bill in tomorrow. That's what Bernie said. You elected me. I take all your taxpayer dollars. I'm going to go get to work and do something. The right answer. Again, you may not like his answer. Yeah, what she says. Well, how do we fix it? You poors get to work. What's wrong with you? Looking at me like I'm your elected official or something. You get to work, poors.
Watch how they're voting. Go to town halls and demand they take action.
You don't gotta work. Go to town halls and yell at people. Look, go to town halls and virtue signal. That is what you need to do. That's how we fix this. What am I gonna do? Nothing. Me. You know I'm better than all you poors. I'm not doing anything. That's how she comes across, because that's how she actually feels. And remember, this is the official Democratic Party response. So the official Democratic Party response is, Orange Man is still bad. You poors get to work. Good luck. Again, I wish I was joking. I'm not. And you wonder why this party's broken. That's their official response. Yeah, we lost the election, but that's your fault because you guys are too stupid. You voted for the H-man and his N-words. So that's your fault for doing that, not ours. We're still awesome. Everything we've done is great. And how are we going to fix this? Psh, you poors get to work. Good luck. Yes. And if you go to mainstream media, all they said was, she did a great job. She tackled the important issues. They are just copying themselves like it's on them all. Good cope. God, that's good. That's all they're doing. This is an embarrassment. But that's what they did. That was their response. And you wonder, why are Democrats in trouble? This could be a reason. This could be a reason. Dave says, Democrats should have had an actual plan. Yes. Raising taxes, banning guns, sex change for minors doesn't work anymore. Well, raising taxes still works. People like the raising tax on the rich thing. Democrats still enjoy that, right? They still like that idea. You can still do that. The banning gun parts, they like that too. Democrats like banning guns, right? Dave, I'm not, obviously I don't agree with that, but I'm trying to be realpolitik, if that makes any sense. Democrats like banning guns. They like raising taxes. That's the thing. It's also on the rich. They like that. So, yeah, you can't go. This is the part. You just brought the third part, the sex changes for minors. Donald Trump, as much as I don't like it, has dominated the culture wars and broken them. If you are a Democrat and you start fighting on culture war, you're finished. And sadly, some Democrats only know virtue signaling and culture war, and they are going to suffer. They're going to suffer. You mentioned three things: raising taxes, banning guns, sex change. Banning guns is neutral. It's not really a culture war. Others. Sex change is definitely a culture war. If you're a Democrat, leave that alone. Leave it alone. You don't have to change your view on it. Just stop talking about it. You're going to lose. It's not winning. And I know some of you are like, but Larry, these things matter. Okay, but you're not going to win the election to make the change. So I'm not saying change your view. I do this all the time when it comes to libertarians. They get mad at me when I don't push their issue. So I go into a city and I don't lead with the Second Amendment. And people get mad. You got to push the Second Amendment. I have an idea. Shut up. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. When I go into a city, I don't lead with that. It doesn't change my view on it. Just because your number one issue is Second Amendment doesn't mean everyone else's is. It doesn't change my view on it. I am still the most pro-Second Amendment candidate New York State will ever have. Not even close. The most they will ever have. That doesn't change my view. I'm not going to lead with that. I go into a city, I'm going to lead with things like MTA. It's the city. I lead with that. And I get libertarians yell, why didn't you start with the Second Amendment? Because you can shut up. You don't live in New York City. That's why. Localism matters. Does it mean all of a sudden I don't care about that? No, of course. If they ask me, I give them the answer. I always give them the answer that I believe in. Always. It's always on my website. It's always who I am. So I'm not saying you as a Democrat should change your view on whatever you think for gender issues. I'm saying stop leading with it. Don't lead with it. If they ask you about it, answer it. Don't lead with it. Lead with things like raising taxes, because Democrats love when you raise taxes on the poor. Poor. They don't like that. They like when you raise them on the rich. So Bernie said it. Cut the caps so the billionaires pay the money. They eat that up. That's red meat to Democrats. Give it to them. Then they'll show up. I hope that answers your question, Pete, on how they can come back from this. Democrats can come back from this, and eventually they will. That's how that works. Eventually they will. Adrian has become a new member. Thank you so much, Adrian. Appreciate that. Thank you. Absolutely. Thank you so much. And eventually they will come back from it. Is it 4 years, 8 years, 12 years? I don't know. But eventually Republicans will run out at one point. Either Trump will become so popular that they do something insanely stupid, right? Like they decide he's president for life or some stupid stuff like that. Either that, or they won't be able to replace him, right? The hard part is whoever replaces Trump is a phenomenon. I mean, again, like or hate him, he's a phenomenon. You want to follow him? I don't know. So yes, Mastermind asks, thank you for being a member, my friend. I'm still not sure what a kid with cancer or a kid getting into West Point has to do with the State of the Union. It doesn't. It was showmanship. That's what it was. And I know people kind of teased him on it, but it was effective. It made people feel like he cared. I don't know if he actually cares. I have no idea. But it made people feel like he cares. It made people feel good. It was the warm and fuzzy feel stuff I talk about all the time. And it absolutely worked. You can see it all across social media. The cancer kid, oh my God. It's all, I mean, it totally worked. So I get what you're saying. And my answer is it was theater. And to be forward, it was damn good theater. And it worked. So yes. Straight on over on Rumble says, Dems are hung up on telling us Republicans are cutting Social Security since 1968. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah. Sheridan says, Williamson had her chance this morning on Rising, but she gave no answer to that notice. I happen to like Williamson. I've met her before. We've had dinner together. I think she's a great person. I think she actually cares about this country tremendously. I do think she's still caught up sometimes in the Trump evil world, TDS world. I think she's still stuck on that. But though the thing that Marianne Williamson has that most people in the Democratic Party don't have is she actually tries to talk about actual left economic issues. She does try to talk about that. And most Democrats won't do that. They won't do that at all. So yeah. All right. See if I can grab some more of these. This is from over on Instagram. Shoot the Glass says Obama came out of nowhere fast. Somebody could surface and catch fire. I don't know what that means. I'm not sure where you're going with that one. But Obama could come back out if he wanted to. Remember, Democrats still love Obama. And they love Michelle Obama more than anything. If Michelle Obama came out and said something, Democrats would rally. And again, if you're a Democrat, you know what I'm talking about. If you're not a Democrat, you may not like Michelle Obama, but Democrats do. So if you're trying to get your core back, bring out Michelle Obama, they love her. If she comes out and starts saying some stuff, hey, we got to change some things, whatever's the right thing. Oh my God, Democrats would start to rally again. Right now, many Democrats are broken. They start to rally again. Yes. So, all right, let me grab some more of these if I could. Pete coming in, of course, 36 trillion, 217 billion, 471 million, 726,432 $432.81, our national debt. And of course, it went up. Now, here's the odd part. I told you, Pete, last night that he would mention it, and he did. I knew he would. The hard part is, I don't know how he's actually going to affect it. He's like, we have to deal with our debt. I don't know how, but at least he mentioned it. I'm happy he's mentioning it. How about that? Before, didn't even mention it. So we'll take that. Yes. I'll take what I can get. There we go. I'll take what I can get. So, all righty. Shelly says, I got a notification too. YouTube's doing what I claim it does. Wow. Thank you. Well, you're a member. Maybe that's why it makes you special. See that member thing? It's that member thing, guys. I think it's the member thing. Shelly goes on and says, Elizabeth Warren smiling smugly, clapping like her kid was in play in support of continuing the war in Ukraine. Disgusting. Yeah. Yeah. So maybe you don't want to clap for 5 more years of war. Maybe you would, maybe, and hear me out. Imagine if Trump, when he said, Trump said something like, I'm going to paraphrase him, but something like, I just got a letter from, Zelensky, and he's ready for peace. And I think that the Russians are ready for peace. Imagine if the Democrats got up and clapped for peace. It would have thrown Trump. He'd be like, what? Now, he would have, look, he's a good showman. He would have dodged and done some kind of joke or something because he's good at that. That's his skill set, right? He's a showman. He's good at that. So he would have done something like that. But it still would have thrown him. And it would have thrown the Republicans. And it would have made people go, oh, yeah. It made that, what actually happened, made the Democrats look like warmongers. I mean, they are. But you don't want to look that way. If they would have done that, it wouldn't have happened. So, yes. So, the Liberty Lady says, they wore pink the color for women, but then vote against women when it comes to men and women's sports. Ooh, harsh. Harsh. But I'm sure people saw that. Yes, and that's the point. Look, I know many of you watching, and you know my view. I support the trans community. I do. I'm a libertarian. I do. Do I want the sports thing? No, I think it's silly. All right. And people will get mad at me. Well, they have a right. I'm being very forward with you people who are stuck on this. I don't know why you're stuck on this. I have trans friends. I call them by whatever pronouns you want me to call them by. I don't care. It doesn't bother me at all. I'm very tolerant, very accepting of the trans community. It is not your right to play sports. Just isn't. It just isn't. And the vast majority of Americans agree with me. It is not your right to play sports. I have a right to do what? No, you don't. I don't have a right to be in the NBA right now, do I? No, I can't be in the NBA. I'm way too old. But do I just get mad and say you're doing age discrimination for the NBA? Because in my 50s, you have to accept me in the NBA? To accept me into Major League Baseball? No, I don't get to play. It's not my right to play baseball. It's not my right to play football. It's not my right. It isn't your right to play sports. Not your right. If for some reason there's an issue with you that stops you from playing sports, then you don't get to play sports. Some people are too short, too tall, too big, too whatever, have some physical deformity, some physical disability, whatever, and they can't play sports. I guess you can't too. That's all I'm saying. This idea of the trans community getting into sports is not a hill to die on. If you're a Democrat, just stop. Let it go. They don't get to play sports. As long as no one's killing them, no one's fighting them, and they can have jobs and live and work and play, why do you care? Leave them alone. It's a silly thing to die on. So I agree with you. Just stop. You're not going to win in this, Democrats. Just let it go. Let this go. I don't mean to sound cruel. I mean to be realistic. There are other things to worry about. So yes. Mastermind Hour says, for a minute, I was afraid Al Green was going to bring Katie back to Congress. He's going to come after Trump with the cane? Yeah, exactly. Yes, that's so funny. Yes. Robert says, it's all propaganda. I don't even bother watching that garbage anymore. But it is entertaining. Robert, I mean, it's like, don't you watch movies and stuff or whatever, TV or whatever's your thing, right? Video games, whatever, you get some entertainment, whatever you like. It is entertaining. I think it is that. Michael, thanks for being a member. Marianne Williamson needs to do more rising. She may be the only one left that can rescue the Dems. Again, Michael, I'm with you. I like Marianne personally. The sad part about Marianne, again, she's in the same world as Bernie. She's in her 70s now. Can she run again? Yes. Can Bernie run again? Yes, but maybe once, maybe twice. That's it. She's got to find someone to follow her up. You hear me keep bringing up AOC, and I shouldn't just bring her up. I know because she's my congressperson. I accept condolences. But I know that's why I keep bringing her up. But there are others who are younger who should be jumping on board here. Right? It just have to be. But again, I'm a Marianne Williamson fan. I am. Absolutely, I am. Yes. So, all righty. Let me grab a couple more of these if I can. Cage John, thank you. Al Green rhythm. Cha-cha-cha. I like that. Very nice. Yes. Jamie says, Democratic Party is filled with people with mental illness. Okay. We've seen it on display for the past 10 years. The Democratic Party is not the same party it was 20 years ago, nor is it even close to it. The Republican Party has changed, but not radically like Democrats. There's some truth to that. And what I mean by that is the Democratic Party has changed tremendously over the past 20, 30, 40 years. Any of you who've been paying attention to the Democratic Party, there was a time when the Democratic Party was the party of anti-censorship. It was the party of anti-war. It was all those, anti-establishment. It used to be all those things. Not anymore. It's changed tremendously. I agree with you. It really has. So, yes. Kim says, let the Dems stay down. They'll eventually get it. My worry, Kim, is they won't. My worry, Kim, is they actually won't get it. What they'll do is just find somebody with so much charisma that they'll overcome when the Republicans finally decide to, put up their equivalent of, I don't know, Mitt Romney, whatever the Mitt Romney will be, right? 4 or 8 years ago, it won't be Mitt, but whoever the Mitt Romney is of 4 or 8 years from now, when the Republicans fall back into, we've been in charge forever. We are indestructible. Let's put up the most establishment guy who will let us grift more than anybody else. And they put that guy up, whoever that person is. And at that point, the Democrats go, oh, they put up their Mitt Romney. Let's put up our Barack Obama, right? Whatever that is. And then they win. And they change nothing. That's my worry. My worry is they won't get it. They'll just wait until the Republicans put up a knucklehead. Then they'll put up the most charismatic guy and beat him. That is my worry. Look, I hope I'm wrong, right? And Democrats get it and make some actual changes. And there's an actual conversation about what's the right way of moving the country forward. Not just one dominates over the other and the rest just cry about it. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So, Dave says, quote, I stood up to that racist, fascist Donald Trump. I need money for people like you so I can continue to fight. Al Green, maybe. No, Al Green, yes. That's literally what I was going to say, Dave. He's going to raise money off this. Of course he will. Yes. Michael says, this is your problem. You don't know a solution when you see one. I'm not sure. Is that to me? I don't know who that is. If it's to someone, let me know. The fentanyl crisis is what we can't find it. And the fentanyl crisis is that we can't find it anywhere. If we knew how to make it, 4.2 billion of us would have been out there 1959. I don't know what you're talking about, Michael. I'm not. What are we talking about? Can't find fentanyl? I don't know. I think maybe you got some yourself. This sounds kind of odd. If you want to clarify that, please clarify it. I don't get it. I'm not getting what you're saying. So anyway, Kitty says, thank you for being a member, Kitty. She also said, basically, I want to do all the things that Trump's already doing, but not like that. But then she didn't give an actual plan. Like, okay, yes. She went, basically everything said Trump was correct, but he said it in a bad way. So your answer is, you poors go yell at him. Yes. And to be clear, Trump often says stuff in a bad way. Yes, that's true. It doesn't make him wrong. And at least he has answers. But he often says stuff in a bad way. That's accurate, right? Sometimes those bad ways are actually funny, like when he said, Pocahontas says yes. Brilliant. Just quip. Just nicely done. Yes, just nicely done. So Straight Ann over on Rumble says, RFK Jr. is the old Democratic Party. Correct. And I would actually say this in reality. Last year, the Republicans didn't win. Last year, the old Democratic Party won. It did. Elon Musk, former Democrat. Joe Rogan, former Democrat. Yep. Tulsi Gabbard, former Democrat. RFK Jr., former Democrat. Yes. Donald Trump, former Democrat. Yes. The Republican Party didn't win last year. The old Democratic Party won. Yes. You think the new Democrats would get that and go, damn, who we used to be won. Let's stay who we are. What? No, dummy. Well, who you used to be actually won an election. Why don't you go back to that? That seems to make more sense to me, right? Who you used to be won an election. You could go back to who you used to be. I mean, that's something. So, yes. Anyway, let me grab some more of these. All righty. Kitty says it. I was Democrat and a Bernie supporter, actually. Here's the funny part. A lot of people, Kitty, who are now currently supporting Trump were Bernie supporters. And that started, obviously, in 2016. That's when it began. When the Democratic Party totally screwed over Bernie Sanders and his supporters in 2016 by just blatantly just screwing them over and saying, no, we run things, you don't. A whole bunch of Bernie supporters, I'm going to break them into three groups. One group said, fine, I'll hold my nose, I'll vote for Hillary. One group said, I'm out. You guys suck. Politics is garbage. I'm out. I'm just out. And a third said, I liked Bernie because he was a rebel. I want a rebel. I thought Barack Obama was a rebel. He's not. What am I going to do? And they went to Trump, who was a rebel. How do I know that? I know guys who literally worked on Bernie's campaign who voted for Trump and eventually worked on my campaign in 2018 because they thought I was a rebel. They just wanted rebels. So, yes, I agree with you completely. Shelley says, I was a conservative Democrat who turned libertarian. Welcome aboard, Shelley. Yes, I'm so glad you are here. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Mike Voss is in the house. He says, AOC thinks she still has a shot at Gillibrand's seat or directly at 2028, but she's done. I don't think that's true, Mike. I do not think she believes she has a direct shot at 2028. AOC would actually be, if she could, and I think she knows this, she actually could be a great VP pick right now. She could be. Out of New York, out of the city. As far as Democrats go, charismatic, right? She's got a shot at the VP slot, not presidency. She's got no, and I don't think she believes that. I don't think she's that narcissistic yet that she believes she can get a direct shot at the presidency in 2028. Could she get a VP slot? Yes. And maybe a shot directly at 32 or 36? Yes. I think she does think that. But no, I think she may think she'll shot at Gillibrand's seat. I think that is what I think, Mike, that she's looking at a Senate seat. And that is why she is become much more open, or if not just directly the establishment. Because to be a senator, you really got to be the establishment. I mean, it's rare that you're not. I mean, the only example of a non-establishment senator is maybe Rand Paul. Maybe. Most of them are very establishment. So really, she believes, okay, I'm going to shut up. I'm going to do the establishment thing. I'm going to sell out all the people who voted for me, and I'm going to hope to get a seat. I think she's got a shot. She believes she has a shot at either Senate seat, either Gillibrand or even if Schumer drops out. I mean, Schumer might eventually go, you know what, I'm done. I'm old enough. I'll stop. I think Gillibrand will try to run again. Schumer may eventually go, you know what, I'm out of here. If the Pelosi people leave, he might leave as possible. Maybe she wants that seat. I could see that. I don't think she believes she has any shot at 2028. She has no shot. It's obvious. No shot at presidency in 2028. But VP, she got a shot. Particularly, they have no bench. So, yeah. The Democrats don't have their Bill Clinton 3.0 yet. They don't have it. But it'd be forward. They didn't have Barack Obama until 2007. So 2027 is when the new Bill Clinton might pop out. We don't know who that person is yet. We'll see. We will see. Yeah. All righty. See if I can grab some more of these. I see so many of these. All right. Shelley goes on to say, I can't get the kid who beat brain cancer in my head. He was smiling until he saw the Democrats sitting looking like they just drank Cub Liver Oil. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Michael says, Larry, you need to take some sponsors. I'm considering it. I am. The problem is even getting sponsors takes time, right? I got to figure out who I want. Look, I was teasing when I said I was going to hawk gold. I'd only hawk gold if I believed in the company. I don't want to just hawk some stuff, right? That's not what I want to do. Would I hawk something? Of course I would. I literally am a surrogate for candidates. So I will hawk some stuff, but I got to believe in it. And that sounds dumb and cheesy, but it's true. I'm not going to sit here and go, Michael, you should buy this, whatever, coffee or something, unless like I'm drinking it or like I think it's good or something. I'm not just going to say, unless I was like blatantly obvious, like, hey, Michael, buy this coffee. I don't even like it. I don't drink it, but I need the cash. So buy the coffee so I can, that I might do. Then it's to be honest, right? If that was the situation, like they would only sponsor I can get. I don't like the coffee, but maybe you will buy it so I can make some cash. I might do that because then at least I'd be open and honest and you'd be like, fine, I'll take the coffee because I'd see if you get some cash. And if you like it, you keep drinking it. If you don't like it, you go, that's what you get. You get one cup off me, Larry, you're done. That I might do, but otherwise I wouldn't. Crypto. I would do crypto again only if I believed in it. Only if I believed in it, right? And that's the issue. So, yeah. Anyway. All right. Let me see if I can. That literally says, Larry, it looks like you're doing Facebook stories down your Sharpe Way page. I am trying to grow, Liberty Lady. I am trying to grow. I am. So thank you for that. I'm looking over at Rumble, and Joel says, I read comments on political posts like Chuck Schumer and others. People are still commenting, shut up, libtard, GFUS Trumper. Very few seem to be willing to discuss anything. Yes. Yeah. But both sides, right? Like the worst one is literally, if you go now to the YouTube page of Kathy Hochul, they shut the comments off. They shut them off because it's nothing but insults. It is just insult. How do I know that? I used to watch it. I used to follow her. I still follow her, obviously. But if you look now at her Twitter page, insult. And then you're doing great. Insult. We love you, Kathy. Insult. It's just like that. It's terrible. So yeah, it really is. It's tough. So yeah. Anyway, let me keep going down some of these if I could. The good doctor is here. How are you? The Democrats could choose to work for the citizens, support a healthy USA, clean up the corruption in government, cut expenses, and whittle down the government. Action speaks. Behavior shows us who they are. Yes, and let me keep going with that. The reality is all the Democrats had to do to save themselves from this ass whipping they got last year is just hold the primary. That's it. Why? If they would have held the primary, and I say it 1,000 times, but I want people to understand, if you're going to have a democracy, then have democracy or don't have democracy, right? Either one, don't fool us. Right now, we have fake democracy. We're fighting for democracy without being democratic, right? Then they've done that. Run a primary. You run a primary, and you know this. RFK Jr. would have stayed Democrat because he would have tried to win the Democratic primary. So one of a couple things would have happened. One, he would have won the Democratic primary. If RFK Jr. actually won it, I'm not saying he would have, but if he would have, he could have beaten Trump. That was beatable. He was beat because he's not the same as the Democrats. He would have had a chance to beat Trump. I'm not saying he would have beat Trump, but you got a shot. Biden had no chance. Harris had no chance. They were both of them are going to be slaughtered by Trump. There was no way they were going to be beaten by Trump. We're not going to be beaten by Trump. Of course they were. RFK had a chance. He might have beaten Trump, right? They would have chance. And if he wouldn't have beaten Trump, Trump would not have gotten the mandate. That wouldn't have happened. Trump would have won by electoral vote and not by popular vote. So mandate gone. So you get rid of mandate no matter what. If RFK stays, if RFK wins the nomination, let's say he doesn't win the nomination, someone else does. Whoever would have won the nomination would have been a better candidate than Harris. Either Harris would have magically gotten better. I don't know how that happens, but either she would have gotten way better and won the primary, in which case she'd have been a much better candidate and would have had a chance to beat Trump. I don't see that happening, but in theory, or somebody else would have won, whether it was Dean Phillips or Marianne Williamson or whomever, a better candidate who would have been tested, who would have been battle tested, who would have to have some kind of policies or ideas. That person would have won. That person now gives Trump a run for his money. Either he beats Trump or she beats Trump, or Trump doesn't get the mandate. That's all they had to do. Run a primary, and this goes away. You run a primary, and RFK Jr. doesn't win it. If the person who wins it's savvy at all, they bring Maha on to their group. Now Maha becomes Democratic. Changes everything. That's all I'm saying. So you are correct. So Ryan, thank you for being a member, my friend. In my opinion, Fetterman is an opportunist. Yes, I agree with you. I think it's true. Mike says, Stephen A. Smith is a joke. Yes, third option was for all Dems to leave at the same time without a complaint made. Fetterman is a broken pipe dream for Dems who don't like him. Yeah, Dems could have left. I suppose a little bit of virtue signaling, but yeah, they could. I would rather them not show up, right? Either stay and enjoy or not show, but I get what you're saying. You can say Smith is a joke all you want. People said that about Trump. Did you remember that? They all said Trump was a joke. They laughed at Trump. And that guy became president twice. So you're one of them now. You're like the Democrats were in 2017. I'm sorry, in 2015. He's a joke. Now how that works. Stephen A. Smith has been on TV a long time, just like Trump. Stephen A. Smith says what he feels, just like Trump. If you think it's a joke, you fooling yourself, my friend. That's some copium. You fooling yourself. Stephen A. Smith has a lot of charisma. Now, my question is, does he have actual policies or issues? I don't know him well enough. But everyone thought Trump was a joke. You fooling yourself, my friend. Stephen A. Smith is no joke. If they put him together and actually give him a real team and he actually does something, he is a serious player and a serious contender. Because something else, you get him on the debate stage, he's good in his feet, just like Trump is. You put him and Trump on the same debate stage, you think he can't beat Trump up? He'll give and take. Yes, not like Harris couldn't. He will give and take with Trump right back and forth. He's good at that. No, you're incorrect. Fetterman's a broken pipe dream for them. Correct. Fetterman is not a thing. Fetterman is not a thing. Fetterman is something like Republicans who like want a Democrat kinda, like half Republicans, half Democrats, or maybe Republicans now who are former Democrats, they like Fetterman. That's like, I don't know, 10%. It's nothing. You're right. Fetterman's nothing. But you are wrong on Smith. Watch me. You are wrong on Smith. 3 years from now, when it's 2028, you'll be like, damn, Larry, you were right. You'll see. And you know I hold this stuff. I did 3 years for Ukraine. And I waited 3 years to be right in Ukraine. I'll wait 3 years on this one. I'll be right in this one again. You'll see. Yes. Kitty says it's going to take years, like 8 years plus. It might. I don't know how long it's going to take. You might be right, Kitty. I don't know how long it's going to take, but it's not 5 minutes. It's some time. I completely agree. Yes. The AC says Walt's a decent rebuttal too. Did he? I don't remember Walt. Did it get no play? Hold on. Did it get no play? Let me check. I don't remember his. I guess maybe got no play. Let me see if I can find Walt's reaction. Is he here? I'm looking for it real fast. Yeah, I can't even find it. It doesn't even pop up on YouTube right away. So I guess it's good, but clearly not. I can't even find it on YouTube. As I'm looking through, I can't find it. So I'm not saying you're wrong, AC. I'm saying it looks like nobody watched. And when I look at that, I bring that up. The rebuttal that was done by the Democrats only had like 5,000 views. It wasn't much at all. Bernie's had the biggest, of course. Bernie's was like 60,000, whatever it was. It's tens of thousands. It was a lot, right? Yeah. So AOC's was decent, 20-something thousand, whatever. So something like that. I hope to check his rebuttal. I didn't even know he did one. That's how bad it is. I don't even know how he did one. So yeah, I should check it out. So yes. All right. Let's see here. Ryan says Bernie Sanders should be known as Darth Virtue Signal. That's actually cute. I like that one. That's actually cute. All right. Roy says firing veterans to fund billionaire tax cuts could only be policy crafted by billionaires. I'll say it again, Roy. You can be upset, but it's a policy. You can. It's still an answer, right? It's still. If you hear what Trump says, Trump doesn't say it like that. Trump says we do the tax cuts so we can grow American jobs. He doesn't say what you're saying. Democrats just go, he's bad because he's a bad guy. And then when the Democratic person to give them answers, they have no answer. At least Bernie had an answer. Democratic official just went, bad, you guys work. That's not going to work, man. This is just more, I'm mad at Trump. That's all it is. So, yeah. It's just I'm mad at Trump. That's all. So, yeah. Let's see if I can grab some more of these. The AC says Slotkin sucks. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah. Adrian, thank you for being a member. I know you just became a member. Thank you. I became more disenchanted with politicians every year. So after 40 years of voting, I can sit back calmly because I expect nothing from them. I'm kind of that way too. Like, I know who I want's never going to win. Like, I still want Gary Johnson as president. So I'm never getting what I want. Like, I'm never getting what I want. So, yeah. Jan says, Dean Phillips was canceled and censored during his presidential run. He does speak out on X. I don't think Dean was necessarily a bad guy at all. I know Yang was all in Dean Phillips. And so was Bill Maher. So this was his shot. He should have come out now. Right? He should have come out now and done some stuff. Why doesn't he go together? Right? Why isn't him and others working together to do something? Like, I don't know, him and AOC or something. I don't know if that's a good one. Maybe something like that. Right? Look, Bernie gets views because he's Bernie. The official one gets official because whatever, the official. So you got to maybe join some people together and make it happen. So I don't get it. Anyway, all righty. Let me grab some more here. All righty. Let me see. Kim goes on to say, the establishment wants it to happen. There is money in our retirement system. That Liberty. Oh, at that Liberty Lady. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I do not see us. Liberty Lady mentions getting rid of Social Security. I understand the concept completely. And I've said it before. You could do it in theory. The problem is several-fold. As I say all the time, if you're going to end a government program, you need to have community prepared to absorb it in some way, shape, or form. Right? People do fall down. People have problems. People make mistakes. People get unlucky, whatever, right? That happens throughout life. And my view has always been a community will help better than government will. But we've spent so much time putting government in charge that community doesn't do anything anymore. The community doesn't even know how to do it anymore. So if you're going to get rid of Social Security, okay, but how are you going to deal with those people who need that and people who paid into it? Are you going to pay out something? And I'm okay with that idea, to the truth, Liberty Lady. If the concept is we're going to give something back to the people who paid in and then have some type of system to help the people who are in trouble, I'm okay with that. But my worry is if you just end Social Security, the amount of pain that I think it would achieve, again, if we have too much pain, I feel like people will just beg for a dictator. That's what they usually do, right? That's what they usually do. And I would rather them not do that. So that is my concern, if you see where I'm going with that. So again, not against the concept, but you have to have an answer, right? Whatever that answer is. And we don't have that answer yet. And my answer, of course, has always been the same. Begin building out your communities now so that we know how to support each other and help each other so that when we do want to get rid of Social Security, something's there, right? People aren't just thrown to the streets. Something's there. And I want to make sure that something is there when it happens. So Ray says, where is Andrew Yang last night and in the New York mayoral? Yeah. Yeah, he's not running for mayor. He's not. I know he isn't. I know Andrew Yang. He's a friend of mine here in New York City. He lives in the Upper West Side now. So yeah, I get that completely. No, he's not involved in it at all. He is now trying to bring back Forward Party again. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know. Forward Party took a beating last year by not running a candidate, and Yang basically getting behind Harris. So I don't know what he's trying to achieve. He's in a bad spot when it comes to Forward, but we'll see. So he's not doing that at all. Yes. Kitty says, Michelle Obama is a moot point. She has said explicitly she has zero interest. It cracks me that Democrats listen to this woman. No. She doesn't have to run. I think you're right. Look, if it's my view, if I'm Michelle Obama, I'm not running. Why the hell would I run if I'm Michelle Obama? I've already been the first lady. I've got all the popularity I'll ever need. I have all the money I'll ever need. My husband's the former president. Why would I run for office? No need, right? And that's not who she was anyway. Hillary Clinton's a different person. She's not Hillary Clinton. Not who she is. I wouldn't run either. But it doesn't mean she can't step up and be some type of spokesperson when required. She did it for Harris. She showed up and said, hi, I'm Michelle Obama. See, I love Harris, whatever. So she did that. So I do think that she could do. I think you're right. She's not going to run. And again, she shouldn't. Why would you? I don't know why she would. It seems silly. But she can show up and go, hey, let's make changes. You guys love me. Let me say something fun. And Democrats love her. You're right. They still want her to run. There's no doubt Democrats want Michelle Obama to be president. They do. And she should know that. So go say some things. That's all I'm saying. So yes. Ray, thank you for being a member, my friend. It seems in hindsight that the Clintons puppeteered the Obama and Biden White House, despite the prevalent notion that Obama ran Biden. I'm not sure any of that. I don't know who was running. There's a bunch of them all together. So there's a bunch. I don't know. There's a bunch of them all together. So Ryan, thank you for the $5, my friend. I appreciate the super chats. When Yang endorsed Harris, that killed the Forward Party's so-called momentum, perhaps permanently. You may not be wrong on that one. I mean, the first part, you're 100% correct. The second part, I don't know. The issue is people still do want an independent something. They don't know what it is. Forward had a lot of momentum and had a good shot. The problem is too many people in the Forward movement have TDS. Trump is the existential threat. The world's going to end when Trump's elected, blah, 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 blah. So they screw themselves by going, this isn't the year for third parties. It's always the year for third parties. How do I know that? Larry, you're just a third party guy. I am, but I, of course, also have proof, as I always do. Last year, RFK Jr. ran as independent, as a third party. And then what happened? Dropped out, got behind Trump. But what did that do to the Trump campaign? If you remember, was Trump talking about health at all before Bobby Kennedy Jr.? No. Was he talking about medicine? Was he talking about food? No, nothing. What did Bobby Kennedy Jr. do? He changed the narrative. He changed the ideas. He changed the policies of a mainstream party. Yes, it is always time for a third party. Always, no matter what, whether they win, whether they lose, whether they draw, does not matter. Third parties, if effective, change their narrative. If effective. RFK Jr. was effective. Maha wasn't a thing until he joined the MAGA. Wasn't a thing. So yes, and I think Forward Party dropped the ball on that. They should have been able to do this. They didn't. Will they be able to come back? I don't know, Ryan. I don't know. I hope so. I want a third party. I would love a Forward Party. I would love a Forward. I would love another third party. I would love a Forward Party. I hope it'll happen, but you may be right. So yes. All righty. Let me keep going down here if I can. Let me grab this. A couple more of these. There's so many of these like this. All righty. Dave says Marianne Williamson looks so young on her Wikipedia page. She actually looks young. If you meet her, she actually looks young. Look, I'm saying this. I don't usually mention women's looks because I don't want to, it's unfair that women are very often judged upon their looks unfairly. But I'm going to say this as a compliment. Marianne Williamson looks amazing. Whether it's Wikipedia or in person, she is a beautiful woman. I'm not saying about it. I'm just, you asked about her looks. I'm just going to tell you, she is a good-looking woman, period. That's just who she is, good-looking woman. So, yes. And that's not meant for politics or anything else. And I will go on to say things like, Gavin Newsom's a good-looking man. There we go. So I've done both sides. Okay? Don't come at me for this. I'm just saying the truth. She's a good-looking woman. That's true. So, yes. All righty. Felicia says, I believe the same about the trans community. I also think if a trans woman truly looks like a woman, I don't really care if they're in my bathroom because I wouldn't know. And right, that's, Felicia, you've hit a very important piece. There is and you know what? I may do a show on this. I talk about it often. Maybe we should do a full show on this. There is a difference between tolerance and acceptance. No one in America is required to accept. What we're required to do is tolerate. That's what we're required to do. I can say, I don't like what you're doing, Felicia. I don't like how you do it, but I tolerate you and you do it. I don't have to accept it. I don't have to. I have to tolerate it. So if I don't know that you're a man or whatever, and you go into the bathroom and do your business and leave, why do you care? And in most cases, I live in New York City. Most people never cared. Most people never cared. I had trans people literally on my campaign in 2018, and nobody cared. Nobody cared. I didn't care. Nobody cared. I had only one, I think, on 2022. I had a smaller campaign. It was a disaster campaign. I had a lot more people in 2018. 2022 was I only had one trans person in my entire team. That time, nobody cared. I've had them on my show. Nobody cares. I do it on my show. I did a woman show and I had a trans woman on my show. I don't care. Nobody cares. Why? I'm not forcing it down your throat. In fact, I didn't even tell people the person was trans or not because it doesn't matter. I don't care. If you accept it or you don't, it's fine. Whatever. It's all good. Two things happened in the trans community in the past 10 years, maybe give or take, in that area, that actually the blowback has been worse for the trans community. One of them is not accepting tolerance, but forcing acceptance. Once you force people, they're gonna push back. It's just human nature. You can't force us. Nobody likes to be forced. I say it all the time. People say, Larry, people hate change. Not true. People love change. We change all the time. We change our hairstyle. We change where we eat. We change our job. We move. We love change. We hate to be changed, right? So if Felicia, you decide you want to eat whatever, Mexican food, good. If I say you better eat Mexican food, you go, I'm not eating Mexican food. Now you're mad at me because I'm forcing you to. But if you choose, you don't care. The force part happened, number one. Number two, we start talking about kids. You can't touch that in that regard. You can't do that. You just can't. And people should have known better, and they didn't. And the backlash has been terrible. It's been bad. It's been terrible backlash. But it was expected. What are you going to do? Of course it was going to happen. Felicia, I think you and I think very similar to this. Most people do. I'm very accepting of the trans community. The sports stuff is stupid. Stop it. Just stop it. It's not a right. Stop it. Let it go. Move on. And stop with the kid stuff. It's never going to work. I know people get mad. But Larry, the kids are going to be broken or whatever. Then look, if you've got screwed up parents, that's bad. I wish you didn't. But some of us have screwed up parents. In fact, all of us have parents who are somehow screwed up. But anyway, some of us have really screwed up parents. And that's how it is. And that sucks. And when you're 18, you'll deal with it. You might go, that's not fair. Maybe. But when you're 18, you will deal with it. But Larry, it's too late. Then it's too late. That sounds harsh. There are bigger and more important and pressing issues in this nation than messing with the kids and sports. Get rid of those two. Democrat Party will be fine. If you're a Democrat and you want to die on those hills, you're dying on a hill for nothing. Just to virtue signal. And that's okay. You have a right to virtue signal. If you want to, you may. It makes no sense. It is not the right answer. There are other bigger issues to worry about. And here's the funny part. If you ignore it and just go on other issues, the trans people will be fine. The trans people will be fine. They will find a way to fix themselves. That's how it works. They will. Leave them alone. Go fight other battles. They'll be fine. In fact, there's a lot of trans people I know, and if you know people in the trans community, who don't like the attention. They're like, I was good. I was living as a man or living as a woman. Nobody was bothering me. Now everybody's bothering me. I was happy when I wasn't being bothered. Again, this is New York City. So New York City, it's a different world, right? Obviously, and this is the thing that I had to worry about, to be forward with you guys. I had to worry about this. When I first started running for any type of office in 2016, 2018, I felt like, because of where I lived, I felt like the whole gay trans thing was done. Because in New York City, it is. Like, it's not a thing here. If anyone tells you that, the gay and trans people in New York City are in trouble, that's a lie. They're fine. Nobody cares. Here in New York City, let me be very clear. Outside of New York City, it was clearly still an issue. So I had to have my mind open to that regard to realize not everyone thinks the same way in New York City, how that works. So I did have to make some changes in my own mind and realize, okay, there are issues outside. I remember the time was when I heard a story like somebody in Oklahoma was like set on fire or something because they were gay or something like that. Like that's like unimaginable in New York City. I mean, we set people on fire, but not because they're gay. We just do it in the subway because whatever. Don't care what their gender is or what we just set people on fire. That's what we do. It's not regardless of whether they're part of the GSM community or not. It's irrelevant. We just set anybody on fire. But yeah, I went long enough, Felicia, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. All right. Myra says, do you think these politicians are frauds and pretend to be about their causes and just flop once elected because they never believed it, like RFK/Bernie, or do you think they're blackmailed? It's a good question. I would bet both. I think some people go in there and honestly believe that they can make a difference and change. I think some do. And then they see how terrible it is and go, okay, why bother? And I think some people think when they get in, okay, but I'll just give in here and then I'll go someplace else and I'll just get in here and I'll change a little bit and I can fix it. And then they wind up just selling out over time. I think it's both. So yes. Victor, thank you for being a member, says, what is your sense of Americans' approval of how Trump is handling Zelensky? I thought it was going to be obvious. If you look at some of the media, it's almost like they haven't learned. The MSNBCs and the CNNs of the world have learned nothing. They just have learned nothing. I'm actually shocked how little they've learned. And they're about to be sold. They're losing. They don't care. Like they're so into it, they can't stop. They just keep going. They act like Americans are so ashamed of what Trump did. Most Americans aren't. Some are. Most don't care. Like whatever. Can we get a piece out of this? Done. They don't actually care. In fact, what happened in Ukraine happened here too. Because of the fight between two of them, Ukrainians actually started backing Zelensky more because they felt like, how dare you attack our president? Well, Americans do the same thing. How dare you attack our president? So more Americans were behind Trump and more Ukrainians were behind Zelensky. That's what actually happened. So I think that's the reality. Also, I already said in 2 shows ago, what Zelensky should have done to be a gangster, but he's not that much of a gangster. He's not going to fight Trump. So he'll just come back. And when he comes back, what I was happy about what Trump did last night was he didn't beat up on Zelensky. He came back, we're good. This is the thing that is both good and bad about Trump, is he's very transactional, right? So he's mad at you now, but you come back and go, come on, I'm sorry, let's do a deal. He'll go, all right. And he's doing that. He's like, okay, we'll do a deal now, whatever. I think J.D. Vance is still mad. But Trump's like, I don't care. Okay, we're doing a deal now? Let's do it. I'm transactional. Let's get it done. So I think he'll make a deal. Trump wants what he wants. He wants that Nobel Peace Prize, and he's going to get it if he can. And if Zelensky does it, whatever. If not, whatever. Then that's where he is. So, yes. All righty. Let me see if I can grab some of these if I can. I got some more of these. Kitty goes, Maha. Yeah. Yep. Dave says, Trump has a plan, but sometimes he changes his mind and his supporters don't care because they want to move forward. That's the issue. They want to move forward. That's what they care about. Mastermind says, make Republicans Democrats again. That's actually funny. I like that. Nicely done. Nicely done. That's a good one. I appreciate the joke. Yes. Nico says, it's someone like Eric Adams who is more willing to listen to both sides, or RFK who will be ostracized for not towing the entire line. Ironically, this is the only thing that's going to bring back Dems. Adams doesn't have enough charisma. Not enough. And RFK can never be a Democrat again. He's done. He'll never be a Democrat. So more charisma than Eric Adams. That's what I would say. Right? More charisma than that. That's it. Dave says, Felicia, I'm a former Democrat. I can never be a Trumplican. I think a lot of people feel that way. I think a lot of people feel that way. Yeah, absolutely. Jamie says, bring back the Reagan Democrats and the party would probably flourish. That's not bad. That could actually work. I think you're right. That could work. Yes. Felicia says, AOC is so dumb with 5 exclamation points. I can't stand her. Felicia, tell us how you really feel. Why are you hiding? I don't understand. What are you doing? I don't get it. Sarah Japone says, much like Waltz, it disappeared. Maybe it did. I can't, AC, I can't find it. Maybe it's there. I should look for it again, but I can't find his response. I should check it out. I'm going to check it out and see if I can find it. I mean, maybe he says something good. I think he's the guy who could do it. I think he could do it. I do think he's got a shot, if anybody could, to come back. He does have a chance if he does it right. So, yes, is if he has a chance. The AC says Waltz AOC. Waltz could be. I could see it. I could see it. Maybe. Yes. Dave says, Larry, your radio show has sponsors. Yes, but that's not my show. I don't own the radio station. Right. So no, that's the radio station has sponsors. I don't have sponsors. The radio station has sponsors. So yes. The AC says Schumer is 28. Gillibrand is until 2030. Yeah. So Gillibrand just ran. So 2028, it could be Schumer's seat. If Schumer is going to, I don't know if Schumer has any plans to stop. I have no idea. I don't know. I haven't read that at all. So maybe. I'm not sure. Maybe. But yeah, I could see her going for Schumer's seat if he's going to retire. I don't think Gillibrand's going to retire. I mean, maybe. I don't see it. So, all righty. Michael says Fetterman Harris 2028. Boo. Joel says crypto Sharpe coin. How can you go wrong? There is already a Sharpe coin. We pulled it out in 2018. It does exist. But I don't. But I have to do a rug pull now. We'll go there and say buy. It's gonna be great and take all the money. I can try it, I guess. Yeah, maybe I could try that one. I don't think I want to. So Adrian says Trump talks outrageously, but most of the rest on both sides lie, Maxine included. You don't think Trump lies too? You know, I don't think Trump actually lies. I think he's changed his mind all the time. I think when he's saying it, I think he probably believes it. Like, and then he goes, nah, I don't believe it anymore. I think so. So yeah. The AC says, I don't think a sponsor would accept you under those conditions. Yeah, probably not. So I've got to find a good sponsor. So yeah, I gotta figure that one out. I'm not sure. Yeah. All righty. Let's see if I can grab here. Myra says, Larry, is Thomas Massey establishment too, or is he legit? No. I know Thomas Massey. Met him more than once. He's absolutely legit. He is not establishment at all. He's not a senator, though he's a congressman. So no, he is one of the most. He's the most principled congressman I can think of. I can't think of another one. Yeah. I think that, yeah, he's totally legit. So yes, Adrian says it. He's legit, 100%. Yes. Felicia says RFK Jr. had the biggest chance of everyone to beat Trump. I agree. I think he had a shot. I do think he had a shot. Yes. Or again, if there was someone else out Democratic primary, maybe. Yes. So, all righty. Let me grab here again. My VA lady over on Rumble says, are you saying we could have a Friday night Rumble rant / super chat contest and pull the names from the hat to get a Sharpe coin? I guess that's possible. Yes. Shredan says, to understand the Trump lies, read The Art of the Deal. There we go. Now you would know. I'm actually not sure if Trump's lying or he believes it. Trump changes his mind often. And again, he's very transactional. He would change that. Shannon says the primary would have wasted the 100 million Biden had. I think that's valuable and he might have lost. Yes, I think that's a big point. That is a very valid point. I completely agree. That's a very valid point. Yes. Matt says, thank you for $2. Hawk Tua sponsor on that thing. I don't know how I'm going to, can I get her? Well, didn't she just do that coin thing that screwed everybody over? She did the coin thing, right? So I'm going to get in trouble with that. So, yeah. John, thank you for being a member, my friend. He says, Larry, check out the JRE interview, Ian Carroll, on conspiracy theory stuff. I think you'd enjoy it. Okay. I haven't watched much Joe Rogan recently. I probably should. I should watch more, but I haven't watched much of it recently. So, yeah. So, all righty. I appreciate you guys chatting back and forth. Yeah, AC says Maha still isn't a thing. No, it is, my friend. It is. You are incorrect there. It is a thing right now. It's a thing for three reasons. One, if you look at Fox News actually does shows talking about Maha. That's number one. Number two, Trump still brings up RFK Jr. in his speeches. He did last night too. Didn't bring up Tulsi, only brought up RFK Jr. Three, Steve Bannon brings up Maha, and he raises money off of it. It's a thing. It's a thing. How do I know it's a thing? It's because cash comes in, people are still talking about it, and the president mentions it in prime time. Brother, it's a thing. It is a thing. It may not be as big as some people want it to be, but it's a thing. And we'll see how long it lasts. I hope it'll last for a long time, right? I hope it lasts for a long time. That is that's what I hope. I hope it'll be a real thing. So yes. Ryan, thank you for $2, my friend. I need a sponsorship deal with Anheuser-Busch. I would take it. I don't even drink. Maybe I should start. Should I start drinking, Ryan? That's how I gotta make my cash. I gotta get hammered on live on the live. I gotta go live and get hammered so I can make some cash. It might be worth it. I would consider it. It might be worth it. Depends on. Yeah, I might. Yes, I might. All righty. Phil says Gavin is no Larry Sharpe. That's true. He's not. That's true. Dave says, Larry, now's the time. This election is too important. Puppies and kittens will die if you vote third party. Yes, I have heard that so many times. I hear that all the damn time. Correct. Yes. Andrew says, people like being asked to, not told to. Correct. Yes. Phil says, thank you. Remember, Phil, I was working with a trans woman. I just thought she was German. That's actually funny. I like that. Matt says, I think the whole pronoun thing is ridiculous. I do too. I hate the pronoun thing, but if it makes people happy, I don't care. Right. But no, I think it's dumb. But again, I don't have to accept it. I have to tolerate it. And I do. If you want to be called they or them, I don't, it's fine. Whatever. I don't care. It's fine. Look, if it were me, I would want to either be gendered or not gendered. That's what I would want to do. Just whatever. Plus, I don't care. Right. And sometimes people will tease me and go, what if I called you she? I don't care. Like, I'm not a she. I know who I am. It's when people will tease me sometimes and say, you know, because in New York, I have a lot of gay friends also. And I say, oh, Larry, that your gay friends. They're like, yeah, I don't care. What are you, gay? I'm not insulted by that. Like, being called gay is not an insult. It's like being called tall or short. It's a descriptor. It's not an insult. So I don't care. So you can call me gay if you want. I don't care. Whatever. It's all good. There we go. So Cheyenne puts it perfectly. I accept the LGBT community. I can't stand the gay mafia. Correct. I hate the mafia part. When the LGBT community starts adding 75 things, I won't do it. I'm not going to be LGBTQ plus I. That's stupid. Stupid. No, that's you trying to control my language. You're becoming a gay mafia. That's when you become the alphabet people. Now I get upset. Stop it. Stop that. You're fine. We're good. That's when it comes to a point, Cheyenne, where people who are part of what I call the GSM, the gender and sexual minority community, they don't want to be equal at that point. When they go down this road, they don't want to be equal. They want to be better. They want to be special. No, you're not special. You're not better. You're just like me. You're just a person like me. That's it. If that's not good enough for you, I'm going to get pissed and I'm going to insult you. And I don't care what you think. Or just be like me. We're all equal, all same. We're all good. Life is good. And I'm with you, Shannon. When they start going that road, and some do, and I meet people who think I'm better because I'm part of this community. No, you're not. You're just like me. You're not better than me. You're not worse than me. You're the same. And as long as we're there, we're good. I have no problem. I when they go to that mafia thing, I get pissed off. And usually, if someone knows me and I start getting pissed off, they tend to back off. They go, fine. They let it go, which I'm good. Then we're fine. So, yes. So, any case, that does sometimes make me angry. When that happens, it does sometimes make it happen. So, Phil says, make vegan food delicious. Don't make it mandatory. Correct. I'm not going to eat anyway because I'm on keto, but still, yes. Andrea has the right answer. This is the right answer. Thank you for being a member, Andrea. This is the right answer. I could care less how you live your life. Just don't force me to believe your beliefs. Yes. That's the appropriate answer. That is the appropriate answer. Yeah. Felicia's talking to Kitty, but I like this one. She says, my husband didn't know Blair White is trans. And when he found out, he was grossed out. I told him it's crazy. She looks more feminine than me. That's what I mean. I don't care if I can tell. Well, the other issue you find, it's kind of true. You look at it, there are some, and it makes sense if you think about it, right? If you're a biological male, you're going to have a lot of biological masculine traits, probably, right? You probably are. So for you to look feminine, you're going to have to be able to be very good when it comes to makeup and such. You're going to be good at that. It's going to be a skill. So, if you look at some of the best makeup artists and makeup tutorials on social media are actually guys, right? Some are trans, some aren't. Some are just dudes, some are gay, some are trans, some aren't. But some they put on makeup, right? Whatever. Right? Again, I don't care. But some of them are actually males, and they're really good. But they know how to put the makeup on to look super great. It's true. They have to. They've got to be able to hide the masculine features to show more of a feminine look. So often they know how to use makeup better than women sometimes, right? So if you're a woman doing makeup, you have to check out the dudes doing it and go, man, they're good. Let me copy them. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Matt, thank you for $2. JRE with Thomas Campbell. Believe we're in the Matrix. Ooh. All right. I gotta watch some more Joe Rogan. I haven't. You guys will make sure that I get no work done, basically what you're saying. You're like, Larry, make no money. Make no money and just watch this stuff and do this show. Okay, fine. I do that, yes. Shelly says, my trans friend feels that there's a target on her back, but she's a Marine, so she can handle whatever comes at her, but she shouldn't have to. No, I agree. Some people, and I feel bad for trans people who believe there's a target on their back. In certain parts of this country, they are. And whether Trump's president or not won't matter. But in places like cities in general, in New York City specifically, nothing's changed for you if you're trans. Nothing's changed if you're gay. Nothing's changed. The people in this city, and I see it all the time, who are all like, they're taking our rights away. They're just virtual signaling. If you're in, and this may make you angry, but it's just true. If you're in New York City screaming about how trans rights or whatever, blah, 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 under attack, or that dumb, they call themselves, I don't want to say the word on YouTube, but the genocide. If you're in New York City, that is just virtual signaling garbage, or you've got a mental disability. It's insanely silly to think that that's happening in New York City. It's not. It's not even close. It's nowhere near. Now, again, certain parts of the country that may be true. Not here. It's even upstate New York. It is nothing. New York State, period. You're fine. There is no target on your back. It isn't. I feel bad, Shelley, because I know people who are worried. The problem is there's a difference. And this is the second part to this. Tolerance versus acceptance. There's a chunk of our society that has decided that if you don't accept me, you want to kill me. That's not true. It's just not. Right? It's just not true. I can think your idea is bad or wrong. I don't want to kill you. I mean, unless you want pineapple on pizza, then yes. But unless you want pineapple on pizza, why would I want to harm you anyway? Why wouldn't I necessarily kill you? I probably wouldn't put you in jail forever, but maybe. Depends. I mean, that's obviously inhuman, people who want pineapple on pizza. But with the exception of that, just because I don't accept you, doesn't mean I want to kill you, right? Or I want to hurt you or harm you even. So I think that's an issue that I think many people feel that way. Oh, no, you don't accept me. Therefore, I'm being attacked. Therefore, I'm being destroyed because someone doesn't accept me. No, just they don't accept your lifestyle. Whatever. They don't accept who you are. Whatever. Doesn't mean he's trying to kill you. So yeah, but I know some people do. It's just, but if it's in New York City, it's just virtue signaling. It's just virtue signaling. It's just not a thing. So Ryan, thank you for being a member. Larry, you should hear the social conservatives here in Southeast Missouri on the trans bathroom deal. It's both kind of funny and kind of sad to see the hill to die on both sides. Why do you care? I don't care. What's that saying? I don't care where you pee. I don't. Phil says, sadly, most of the bonds against the trans community are sex workers. That's true. But that's generally how it's portrayed in the media. Yeah. Not how it's portrayed. Yeah, it's true. It is true. And this is a thing I remember years ago. And it really opened my eyes to how hard it was to be in a trans community, particularly outside of New York. So a trans woman I talked to, we were having lunch, maybe dinner, I forgot where. I think we were having dinner. And she was talking about this issue. And she said, you know, a lot of people don't understand why so many trans women go into the sex worker field. And I said, yeah. I mean, do you want to talk about that? She's like, yeah. She knows a lot of sex workers and she used to work in the sex worker community. I don't know if she was a sex worker or not, but she used to do a lot of work in the sex worker community. And she was like, you don't understand how for some people, it's the only way that can be accepted as a woman. And I was like, what? She said, yeah. She goes, there are some people in trans community where the only way they can be accepted as a woman is they put in a dress, put on some makeup, and go into sex work, and they get treated just like a woman. And I was like, wow. Like, wow. To think that that's the way you have to feel like who you are, is you got to go do that. Wow. Blew my mind. It made me rethink the entire thing in my head. Like, wow, okay, we got to rethink this. This should not be the way it is. Like, nobody should be thinking, you know, the only way I can be who I am is if I go into sex work. That's the only. So anyway, but that was yes. And of course, that's where, to be forward, that's where a lot of violence is, period. Why? It's the black market. And I tell you all the time, the black market is where you get violence and crime. So yes. So there's many issues on that one. So thank you for bringing this up. I actually remember that. She made me really think differently about that, right? She really made me think differently about that. So, which is, I'm thinking of running for office locally. Please do it. Yes. Please do it. Yes. Yes. Roy says, Adams is corrupt. True, but I think most of them are. I do think most of them are. I'm not surprised. So yes. Shan says, how can I talk to you about sponsorship? You're a member, put it in the member chat, and I'll take care of it. You're a member, put it in the member chat. There's a community chat, put it there, and we'll chat. Do it there. Easy day. So, all right. Andrea says, I love Thomas Massey. You aren't the only one. I would agree. Yes. Mastermind House says, I'm so jaded that I'm still trying to figure out Massey's angle. There's no angle. There's no angle. He is the only guy, Republican at least, I know for sure, I think Democrats too, but the only one with, quote, no AIPAC guy. I'm not joking. AIPAC tried to get rid of him. They put millions of dollars trying to primary him. He beat them. He's the only guy with no AIPAC guy. No AIPAC money. Yes. The real deal. The real deal. Yes. Mummy Badger says, man, just imagine the Dems had lost that $100 million from Biden. They might have lost the election. That's true. They might have lost. Oh, wait. Yeah. Absolutely. Claudia says, when I'm making my decisions and my choices / factors change, I will pivot. I can relate. Yes. However, here's the thing with Trump. He doesn't. He calls Zelensky a dictator and then said, I don't remember that. No, I didn't. Dude, you know you did. Like, just say I've changed my mind. He won't do that. I will tell you if I've changed my mind. Some of you see me change my mind, like on the show live. And because someone says something, I have an epiphany, I will say it. Or I'm just wrong and data has proven me wrong. It is very rare, but it happens sometimes. And when it happens, I say it. So yeah, I will absolutely say it. Yeah. Ryan says, I'll be getting hammered too, Larry. We'll get hammered together. Shannon, same thing. I'll get hammered with you. We're going to get hammered, man. We're going to get drunk. It'll be a great show. Then eventually no one will watch because we'll all pass out. And that's that. There we go. Andrew says, Larry, you could push steaks like Chicago Steak Company. Maybe find a local New York rancher that ships. That's not a bad idea. Yes. Shan says, Larry, you misgendered me once. Oh, I remember I did. Yes. And I openly apologized. Yes. I thought Shan was a female name. So yes, it's true. Absolutely. And I will admit when I'm wrong. It does happen sometimes. So yes. So Ryan says, Larry, military veterans call you the gay all the time. All the time. All the time. Yes. Mummy says LGBT2F. Yeah. No. Yeah. No. I'm not doing it. And if it makes you angry, too bad. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Yes. Rick says the Q in LGBT is for communist. You get 4 or you get GSM. That's what you get. You get LGBT or you get GSM. That's what you get. If you don't like it, you can be mad at me. You can be mad at me. I don't care. Whatever. You'll be mad at me. So, yes. Garrett coming in. Thank you. Gifts, one Sharpe membership, guys. Thank you so much for that. Guys, if you want to become a member, please do so. I ask you all the time. If you haven't already, click the button known as like, L-I-K-E. Does matter. Share this if you have not shared already. Repost it if you haven't reposted already. Please do so now. Like, put it to a Facebook group. Share it on X, whatever. Do something like that. Subscribe if you haven't onto YouTube. Please do so. And click all notifications to get notified. Please share this on Facebook, X, and Rumble. All of those matter. If you want to get yours right to the front, super chat me on YouTube or rant me on Rumble. Either of those is true. Great. And also follow Garrett. Get a membership. It's free. Remember the rules of membership. If you happen to get $10 million this week, you may not take Garrett's membership. If you have not gotten $10 million, you may. If you got $10 million this week, you have to pay for it yourself. You got $10 million. Pay the $4.99. Don't be cheap. It's fine. Also, if you want to on Rumble, $4.99 per month, you hit subscribe, right? If you got your $10 million, you just pay it. If you didn't get $10 million, take the free membership. It's fine. No worries. That's all that matters. Hope all of you get $10 million this year, today. I hope you all get it. It'd be amazing. Hope you all get it. Anyway. All righty. I'm looking here over on Rumble, and it says, Sheridan says, I'm secure in my boyhood. Me too. I'm secure in my boyhood. It seems obvious I'm a man. If you don't want to believe it, I don't mind. It's fine. I don't mind. It's all good. All right. Let's see here. Liberty says that was a Larry Sharpism. I'm not sure what I missed. I probably missed one of those. It probably went down so fast I probably missed it. So I'm glad you're doing a Sharpism. So yes. All righty. Andrea says, order pineapple on pizza, you go to Gitmo. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Just like that. You know the clip I'm talking about. I'm going to get that clip, and I'm going to do it for all you pineapple people, pineapple on pizza people. Every time you do it, I'm going to click that. Right to jail. That's it. Yes. Right to jail. All of you. So the AC says pineapple isn't very keto. Correct. It is not keto. Yes. Yes. Just click it says pepperoni and banana peppers only. I'm okay with that. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Yes. No worries at all. Yes. The good doctor says male to female trans friends in San Diego are so depressed. They feel like they don't fit in anywhere. They get a lot of hatred daily. A car attempted to hit a friend when I was walking with her. That's terrible. That's terrible. I hate that. That's not really a thing where I live, and I know I have to always accept that that's not true everywhere. I have to make sure that I get that, because I know in some places that is a problem. Agreed. Yes, absolutely. Matt says, wait, we have a members chat. Yeah, if you go to the community tab on the YouTube page, it's just for members. You just members. Yes. So that's just click it. That's the members chat. Yes. If you go to the community page, that's where I post. I'm thinking about doing our members only show, which is just for members coming on. Anyone can watch, but bring the members on. I know I've been talking about it for like months. I've been so damn behind, but I'm thinking about doing it maybe coming up here, maybe March either 17th or 24th. I will post it there. That's where I will post it. So that's where you'll see it. It'll be for members only. I'll post it there. So yes. Ryan goes, Phil, off to the gulag with your pineapple on pizza talk. Correct. Accurate. Off to the gulag. That is correct. I might not kill. Probably just going to put you in jail. So yes. Bonnie, thank you for being a member. What do you think of Rand Paul? I like Rand Paul. I've only met him once, and it was I don't know him. Like, he's not a friend of mine or anything. I've only met him one time. He probably would have forgotten because a lot of people met him together. But I do think he's good. I do think Thomas Massey is more principled than he is. I do believe that. I've met Massey more than once. I like him very much. Sat with him here or there, so that's good. I also like Justin Amash when he was in. Met him many times too. I like Justin. I wish he was still a congressman, but I get it. He realized that there was something else. So yeah. Any case, I do think look, if the Republican Party is able to have a section that stays like Massey and Rand Paul, it will be a better party. So yes. The AC says, I went to college with a guy named Shannon. He was Irish, like Willie from Ireland. Yeah. Yeah. John says spaceman bad. Orange man bad, spaceman bad, or even some people saying the kind of autistic guy bad, that too. So I'm not sure which one we want to do. So yeah, absolutely. Shelly says, how do we access the members chat? You should be able to go onto YouTube and then click the community tab. You can post in the community tab. It's the community tab. That's what it is. The community tab. That's the members only chat. I do check that every once in a while. So yes, I will check that also. So 100%. Shelly says, Garrett Grant is the man. That's true. He is coming through yet again. Coming through yet again. I appreciate that. Yes. All righty. Matt says, my time is on the member show. Okay. All right. I got to put it up there. Absolutely. Yes. I got to put that up there. All right. Rick says, have you misgendered Lindsey Graham yet today? No, but I will. Lindsey Graham is the biggest war hawk in the world. So anytime he gets miss anything, that's worth it. It's totally okay. I do not mind miss anything him. Yes. All good. He definitely deserves what he gets. 100%. That guy is the biggest war hawk in the world. Biggest war hawk in the world. Well, not in the world, maybe. But in our Senate, how about that? How about that? In our Senate. That's what I will say. In our Senate. Okay. So, all right. So yes, I will consider that. Guys, I want to say thank you so much for giving me so much time this evening. I know I came on late. I appreciate it. I will be on tomorrow a little bit later again. I have a thing I've got to do in the evening, but I will be back on probably around 8 tomorrow. So I think I'll be on around 8 p.m. tomorrow. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but I'll do something. I hope it's an interesting show. I try to give you some inside information as always, show you what should be done. And look, I'm not a Democrat, and I still gave what I thought was real advice if I was trying to fix Democrats. I try to give you real advice, what should happen, how people think, what I think the real answers are, and I tell you what I think is going to happen. And you see it. I do give predictions, and I'm usually right. Not always, but usually right. And by the way, pineapple on pizza is terrible. I'm a New Yorker. I will see you all. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Before I go there, and I was getting ready to go there, please put in the chat after this is over. Please come back and put in the chat who you think is your favorite or least favorite. You say favorite or least favorite person in Congress, whether it's a senator or Congress, doesn't matter. Either favorite or least favorite, either one, and I'll respond. I will see you all very soon.